So last year I built this skeleton workbench. It's just a skeleton frame really. I'll strengthen it up at some point. So the idea is that'll spin around. I'll put some casters on there so we can just roll it around and then come back into the garage and it'll just roll over the bonnet. Yeah, we're pretty tight in this garage and that's why I built this bench. Try and take advantage of some space, pull it out, sit out there. That'll be the workbench. Motor and everything is right here. And but anyway, it all has to go to a new location and we haven't found one yet, so we're not quite sure what we're in for. We could have a double garage, it might be a single again. If you're interested, we're looking at a 2+2, meaning 2 seats in the front, 2 seats at the back. Easy to identify from the curbside. The fuel tank you'll see is behind the rear wheel. So the model where it's only got front seats, the fuel cap will be here somewhere. You're looking at a right-hand drive here. This car has come out of Japan. I was the first owner since Japan. I don't know how many owners there were in Japan, but how it works here basically is we become first owners of an import. Looking at the engine bay, I've seen some signs around. This car used to be a charcoal colour. And it's been painted pearl white. This is not a factory pearl white. There's a bit of a backstory to this car and why it's parked up and why it's not running. Well, actually it does run, but I just by choice parked it up. But yeah, I'd rather explain that in a future video when we get to a place where it's more suitable for me to work on this. You can see here it's targa top. So these two sections I'll pop off, stow those away in the back. I'll be pulling the spark plugs out. We'll have to get those coils out. So there's one there, and one buried under all that stuff somewhere. So that'll be 3 on that side. Got one there, 4, 5, and again one buried under all those pipes and hoses and whatnot. So it looks like I'm going to have to get this off, and same at the other end. Some kind of balancing tube, I think. Yeah, we'll get that off, clean the plugs up. I'm not going to put new ones in because we've got a lot of work to do on this car. Ultimately the goal here is to get it ready to move to our next rental, as our current rental is sold, so we're going to have to move soon. So got some spare time, the weather looks good over the next few days. Try and get it running at least. We can transport it. Probably won't drive it or tow it, but if we can get the engine running. Engine hasn't run for 2 years, and when it did run for 2 years it only ran for a short time. So that looks like it's a 12mm. Let's see if we can get that off. don't even know if I have the correct plug socket, but we'll find out. Here we go. So I can see the neighbouring one's got some sort of rubbery thing around the wires, and this one's missing it. I wonder why that is. Anyway, it looks to me that it probably was a wing of some kind which we press to lock it in, but from what I can see, oh no, that's all good, it's all good. Basically we just pull them. And there we go. Sweet. Probably shouldn't have to, but just in case we have to do some kind of analysis later, I'm going to put a mark on there so I know where it came out of. Analysis, no, that's not a good word, is it? For diagnostic reasons, I'm going to indicate where that's come out of. I have no idea what the firing order is, but we'll work it out in due course. They seem to have numbers on these connectors. I can see that this connector here on number 4 is cracked. It'll probably work, but me being me, since I'm going to get this running properly eventually, I'll probably replace that connector. So I'm going to have to get a shopping list together. I'll put the numbers now that I can see numbers on those connectors, so we'll just put a 4 on there. 4, the other one is 2, the first one. Don't really like pulling on those wires, I'd rather pull on the casing, but anyway. Number 1. Look at the spark plugs. I'll do these another day. I'm probably going to run out of light tonight. I want to determine if I got the right socket to get onto that first. Now immediately we're looking at someone's used what looks like it's what do you call that stuff for? Twink. Looks like a twink marker or something, but someone's put number 1 on here, and immediately I can see a bit of wetness around the outside of the plug. When I say wetness, I mean oil wetness. So I don't know what's up with that. Hopefully it's just loose and nothing major. This one here is dry as a bone. Let's have a look at the other side. Okay, now this one here looks like, I don't know, there's some kind of loose, possibly filings of some kind. Some loose debris down there. I need to get that out. I don't want that falling down into the cylinder. This one here, there's some long, hard to know what it is. Is it a twig? Is it a bit of metal? Whatever it is, it needs to come out before I remove the plugs out. So those two can stay in for now. Let's go back to the other side. So I'm back on my phone for a camera. It's actually my old phone. I've bought a new phone, so I'm using it for a camera these days. A little bit disappointing, my Canon camera. I bought a new battery for it, and Yeah, I should have realised it's some sort of knockoff battery, so it's gone dead in a space of half an hour, brand new. So that's not good. I'll have to get that replaced. At the moment we're going to use our phone. Right, now what I want to do now is see if my socket will fit the spark plug. So this one's got a rubber in there, which is good to know. In case you're wondering, I'm not an expert mechanic, but as far as I'm concerned, neither are the so-called. And the best tool that I have is sitting right on my shoulders here, so that's what we'll be using to get this baby going. My socket is not going to fit, so that's the one with the rubber on the inside. I've got another one here, but oh, it does have rubber on there, so maybe this is the correct one. It looks like it. Let me just have a quick look down there again. Those other two had a bit of loose debris and whatnot down there, but I think this side looks alright. This one is just wet. I think we're okay to take these two out on this side. So that's coming out alright. So I don't have to buy a new socket for the job. Let's just be gentle here. I'm hoping the rubber's going to hold the plug on the end. There she is. The colour's actually not too bad. I think that's alright. Well, considering what I do need to do is don't just throw these in a pile, but put them somewhere where I can take notes on where they've come out of. Right, let's get that other one out of there. So that's the one that was wet on the outside. Wet outside plug. It doesn't look too bad either. What I'm going to do here is just quickly put these two plugs back. We're not going to tighten them, of course. I'm just going to block the holes up, and going to get the compressor and shoot air in the other where the other plugs are and get rid of that loose debris out of there. Okay, right, let's turn that compressor on. Okay, let's try and get that debris out of there, or whatever it is sitting down the plug tube. Alright, let's get these two plugs out and see how they're looking. Now, the two on the other side are actually quite loose. This one here, in comparison, is quite tight. Let's just hope we don't bugger the thread. Let's go back and forward. Alright, so that plug is doesn't look great. It's actually a little bit wet compared to the other two on the other side. It doesn't look very good at all. Anyway, this box on. My guess is there's probably been 2 people working on this the last time. The other side is quite loose and these are quite tight. Too tight for my liking. Let's try and get another extension on there. Bloody hell. Number 4. That plug was very, very tight. I went, back and forth in both directions and just tried to bring it out as slowly as I could. The thread is dry as hell. Yeah, this plug is not looking as good as the other side either. Oh well. Let's go get the other 2 out. They're just loosely installed now.